Hello and welcome to Stocks Advisor channel. Here we are looking for interesting buy opportunities for US-based stocks. Today we'll have a look at NIO Incorporated, traded at New York Stock Exchange, ticker name NIO. Well, NIO is a very interesting stock, and we were asked many times to make video analysis for it since it's showing very positive recovery after the pre-COVID situation and actually after the COVID depth. And the question is, will it grow further or will it actually do some correction from today's trading? So let's have a look first to general situation for NIO to understand what's going on with it. So first of all, we need to know that even the pre-COVID NIO status was about $4, so it was actually in this area. And now if you look where it is post-COVID, it's actually currently it's 3 times higher, but its maximum was almost 4 times higher than even pre-COVID. So it's already very significant growth, not only for recovery, but even if you skip the COVID depth, it's already huge growth. And for that, and this means that this growth is not just a recovery as for many other stocks you can see, but it's really serious growth. And if so, also some serious correction might happen. To understand better, let's have a look for the upwards trends. So after having the depth at 17th of March, as for many other stocks of the COVID, we see the uptrend started. Actually, there was another wave of upwards, downwards, which in April ended after the COVID, and then really the upwards trend started. So there were two trends, actually, two recovery trends. The trend one, which lasted until end of May, beginning of June. So trend one, and actually this trend went until the pre-COVID situation, so until the $4. And then actually we see acceleration of the trend, and this is not really recovery, then this is actually the growth trend, because it has nothing to do with recovery from COVID. We already recovered before this trend started. And then we see this second trend. This is really the upwards trend, trend 2. And this trend 2 is coinciding with moving average 20 actually. By the way, here we have three moving averages, 20, 50, and 200 being green, blue, and red lines. So from this moment, from the beginning of June, we see the formation of trend 2, and stock is strongly sitting in so-called 20, 50, 200 situation, which is for big companies very positive, meaning that it's a steady, stable growth for the company. And until this is persistent, for long term, you can just buy and sit on the stock, you will have your gains. But once this pattern breaks, when it is broken, then you know you need to sell and see for another wave. This is for long-term traders. For mid and short-term traders, it is important to catch the wave correctly. And here we see that there were two major waves from beginning of June. So one started exactly at the beginning of June, and then it was reconfirming itself at the beginning of July. So it was 1 month long wave. And then the trend one was reconfirmed. Actually, during the maximum of this first wave in June, we were sitting strongly in overbought situation at RSI. And then, which is remarkable for the stock, without correction, the second trend started, second wave started just from the beginning of July, and then it was really high upwards until the 12th of July. And then with the classical dark hammer, actually with the classical evening star, it ended and then it started to correct. So started correction, it was double wave correction. First wave correction went till somewhere of 18th of July and rebounds from moving average 20, and then the second wave, and now we're sitting again on trend 2. So now we're sitting again on trend 2, 4 days following moving average 20, but if you look to candle analysis, it didn't really start the upstroke for the third wave. So here two situations are possible. And actually this week, until the end of this week, we will clearly know what will be happening for the stock, because it's really like a draw, you can say, because if you look for RSI is actually now in the middle-ish, so it's not, well, a little bit up above middle-ish, but it's not clearly overbought or clearly oversold. So it might favor both situations, either a decline, then you can say, well, it will be something like that trend, then we will have a correction, or it might take upwards and then we will say, okay, we did upwards as it was before here because we were sitting somewhere a little bit above the middle of the RSI. So in that sense, it's unclear. Also, if you look at the Divergence Convergence Index, MACD, indeed, after finishing the previous wave, we were on the classical maximum on the top, and then we see deceleration exactly when we were crossing the zero of MACD. It was actually starting of the second correction wave, and then it went to negative zone. Now it seems like recovering, but again, what could happen here? We could have either a strong recovery with a huge wave going upwards, or it could be the second downwards wave, which usually also might happen. This will mean a correction. If this starts to take place, it's a strong correction. So if you really want to stay on NIO, it's advised to have some significant funds to average down here in case if the correction will take place. So actually tomorrow and day after tomorrow, 2 days, and actually Friday will decide actually, well, yeah, it's today after tomorrow and after tomorrow. But today we see this doji, so it's really unclear what is going on. So doji is something like this, the candles of something like this when market is not deciding itself, so it's kind of a cross. And it's not really even a doji, it's almost like a star doji, so it's without the body candle and it's dark, meaning that it's really unclear. It's a draw where it will go. Market is not knowing what will happen. But this is a doji after the white candle, so after some support of trend 2, so it's unclear. And tomorrow and day after tomorrow will decide where the stock is going. If you're already sitting in it, if you really want to take a chance, well, you can. Of course, you are the boss, and then be mindful that the very strong resist is sitting here, the previous top. If this will be a double top, then it will be very strong correction afterwards, and then it will go like this. And another situation is the correction will start already, so with some strong dip, and then the next point to buy will be actually in the moving average 50 here, or just this line. So this will be the second support line 1, actually second option to buy, and the first option to buy will be the moving average 50, which is this blue line. So be mindful, be careful. I would just, if I would be trading, we will just wait. If we go to S1 line, if yes, we buy, then it's safe play. If no, yeah, it's just a casino, so up to you. But our philosophy is that trade is an art, not a casino, so we try to not take risky moves. But if you are there, just keep some funds for serious average down. I would say keep 2/3 of your funds for serious average down in case of downward trend. And if you want to take a chance, you can still sit and wait for reversal until the resist line 1. Also, which is a bit negative here to see, we have a downwards channel formed. Let's draw it in dark. You can clearly see it's this one. This is downwards channel. It was reconfirmed already 2 times. Once it was actually end of the previous wave. It was reconfirmed with dark hammer. Then it was end of the correction wave. It was reconfirmed with again dark evening star. And if today's cross was also reconfirmation, we will know it tomorrow. Well, then it's about to have a correction. The most safe is actually to wait for correction. But again, if you want to take a chance, it's up to you. Keep some funds for average down. Overall, once we reach the S1 line, so when the correction takes place, it will be again very interesting to play for a bounce. If there was a further depth, further correction, then the next strong support line will be actually at this level. This will be support line 2. So actually, simply speaking, everything between S1 and S2 is a very good buy for the company. Most probably it will be somewhere in the middle, and then it will recover. And still, again, some volatility is possible in between. So let's finally draw. This will be the first circle to buy, and this will be the second circle to buy for the stock. That's it for NIO. Very interesting stock, had very strong upwards behavior. Now looking to start for correction. It's only a question of time when it will happen this week or next week. again, if there is no news catalyst coming, because news break all chart analysis, this is well known, and chart analysis works only for before news and after news. That's it for now. Thank you for watching, and do not forget to subscribe to our channel.